so beautiful. Oh, hello there, Fright Nights and Graveyard Tramps. It's your old pal, Count Jackula from the planet Dracula, where horror is life. And tonight, I have a question for you. Have you ever noticed how attracted we are to monsters? And I don't mean in a nice platonic sense. I mean sensually. Let's not beat off around the bush here. There's something about the monstrous and alien that arouses something inside of us. Gives something the right curves or the right lips, and we're drawn to it, unable to erase it from our minds. Often those seeking to denigrate horror will attach words like pornography to the genre. For example, in the 1970s and 80s, John Carpenter was referred to as a pornographer of violence. And of course, we have an entire subgenre that has been given the somewhat disparaging name of torture porn. And in a way, they're right. There is something pornographic about horror. Its undeniable attraction, its focus on physical sensation and the experience of the forbidden.
We have such sights to show you.
It has the same fascination with uncovering the body's secrets as a striptease. Except in horror, the striptease doesn't stop just because we've hit bare skin. We like to keep going. We like to reveal all of the body's secrets.
Wow.
But let us pull back from the more extreme Grand Guignol and consider a simpler, more self-evident truth. We find monsters sexy. Whether we're talking about the silent allure of Bela Lugosi's Count Dracula or the siren's call of the succubus, we eroticize our terrors. Even the monsters you'd think would be immune to such treatment find their erogenous expressions. Not even I get every monster kink, but it just goes to prove my point. Put a lovely set of tits on something and someone, somewhere, is gonna wanna fuck it. Which brings us to the subject of our erotic discourse. Of all the myriad monster girls that are out there, which one is the hottest? This is one of the most serious inquiries of our time, so I've spared no expense in capturing and torturing Earth's best scientists to get to the bottom of which monster girl is the hottest. But don't you worry about sexism. Both male and female scientists were equally tortured, and in equal numbers. In the end, they boiled it down to a few candidates. But ultimately, it had to come down to a personal preference. Like Girl Godzilla proves, not all things are for all people. And so, without further ado, it's time for Count Jackula's Top 10 Sexy Monster Girls. Number 10. Nurses are a regular fixture of erotic fantasies, and for good reason. They tend to your physical needs while you're laying in bed, and even if it's just to get your temperature, they touch you in intimate places. Especially the nurses from Silent Hill. Since they were first introduced to us in 1999, the Silent Hill nurses have captured the secret fantasies of an entire gaming generation. No convention, it seems, would be complete without cosplay of at least one Silent Hill nurse. And who wouldn't want to be one of these bloody beauties with their sensual curves, their lovely legs, and their elegantly disfigured faces? The Silent Hill nurses just lie back and they'll make sure you feel everything. Number 9. Look at those pretty little eyes, that sleek little physique, and that adorable smile. Now that just melts your heart. You know what? If playing God produces results that look this good, you gotta do what Cheech Marin says. Fuck it! That's what Adrian Brody did. Oh, what's that you say? That's like fucking your own daughter? Y'all like, get that shit out of here. I ain't no Woody Allen. But technically, Dren's only made from Elsa's DNA. So it's closer to fucking your baby mama's mutant clone, which means it's mutant hot. Hello? Ooh, it's my offense attorney again. He tells me whenever something I say is offensive. Yeah? Mutant is no longer the preferred nomenclature. The Charles Xavier Foundation could sue us. Look, you tell that reverse speciesist Uncle Tom motherfucker that weak-ass shit ain't gonna fly open this humpy bumpy. You tell him that if he want to get real about race, he gotta tell me what race this chick is. Because I got a suspicion Mystique has gone off the rails.
Message from the Count Jackula show. We really don't give a shit about what race this chick is. The fact is, you shouldn't either. The only reason you care is because you think you should. Because you're fucking white people and you're fucking racist. So stop stroking your own racist dicks and get off ours.
Signed, Count Jackula. But you want to know what's best about Dren? She's a monster chick that turns into a dude. Think about it. You could fuck her, then brag about it to her. Yo, bro, your pussy was tight. I know, man. High five. Dren. Never let it be said that the Count Jackula show is not the perfect example of enlightened, gender-fluid acceptance. Number 8. Of all the classic movie monsters such as vampires and werewolves, ones you would never describe as sexy would be zombies. Unless, of course, you're talking about our number 8 girl, Julie, from Return of the Living Dead 3. More than any other girl on this list, Julie is an artist, turning her own body into a living canvas, a sculpture of the beauty in both pain and pleasure, showing us a sublime truth that when we can embrace our monstrous side, what is dark and beautiful inside can come to the surface. But unfortunately, sublime truth often comes with pain. And poor Julie simply cannot accept her undead state, making her story ultimately a tragic one, and an example of why we must learn personal acceptance, no matter how aberrant we find ourselves. But beyond all that, she's a freaky goth chick. And who doesn't love freaky goth chicks? Wait, you? You don't like freaky goth chicks? Get out! I'm serious, you get out now! Yeah. Number 7. Catwomen are long-standing but often overlooked creatures in the pantheon of monsterhood, vastly overshadowed by their lupine counterparts. However, while the werewolf represents man's bestial nature, the Catwoman is the tale of woman overtaken by latent sexual urges. She represents not the suppression of murderous rage, but the fear of erotic pleasure. But we're not going to pick a serious girl for this number. No, I think this time we're going to go with someone a little more fun. Felicia from Darkstalkers. Hey, not all beautiful monster girls come from live-action films. And when it comes to sexy monster girls, anime and manga got that shit on lockdown. But this literal sex kitten claws herself to the top of my personal anime sex pile. And it's not rocket surgery to see why. She's voluptuous, fun-loving, and has those adorable little cat ears. Hey, sometimes a girl doesn't have to be brooding or some complicated metaphor. Because as the great John Waters once said, sometimes cute and stupid is enough. But of course, what really places Felicia on this list is all the Felicia from Darkstalkers cosplay. Holy shit. Oh, ah! Oh yes, a God bless Japan. Number 6. Ah, the sea. What greater metaphor for the deep unconscious and erotic is there than the ocean? And the greatest metaphor for man's deep yearning to connect with that deeply erotic and feminine place is the mermaid. But even with a metaphor so elegant and beautiful as the mermaid, there's a huge problem. Where do you stick it? There? Where's it go? But there's no problem figuring that out with number 6, Uxia Kambaro from Stuart Gordon's Dagon.
It goes right in there. Between them tentacles.
Yeah, you thought of that. No need to deny it. I don't judge.
Uxia is a beautiful combination of eldritch horror and erotic fantasy. A woman from your dreams come to life. Just maybe not in the way you expected. And when you think about it, aren't all Cthulhuid horrors all slimy and shit? Basically about the fear of female genitalia? Let's ask an expert.
Oh.
And Uxia's love is undeniable, coming from a place as deep as the ocean itself. But when you're with her, it's best to be careful, because sometimes, she suffers from a pretty bad outbreak of the of the CGI. You know what I mean? Number 5. All right, look, you could call this movie 13 Ghosts, but look at the poster a second time. That don't say 13 Ghosts. That say 13 and Ghosts. So 13 and Ghosts is... Ooh. Oh, how do I put this delicately?
It's a piece of shit! It's fucking piece of shit!
But you can't deny it's got some fantastic creature designs and beautiful visuals. Well, when they're not edited to fuck all, that is. And the best of those beautiful visuals is this lovely vision. The Angry Princess. Sure, she looks like she's been, shall we say, under the knife. Because she's obviously a bit of a cutter, and clearly she got a bit of a artificial enhancement behind them pixelations. But that don't matter, because underneath all that self-loathing and silicone is a girl that just wants to be loved and to murder. And how is that not sexy? Number 4. Eve. Sarah. God damn it!
Oh, it changes every fucking movie! Well, you know what? Screw it. We call her Species Chick.
Species Chick is the perfect sex fantasy for twisted horror and sci-fi nerds. Maybe not enough to put her at the top of the list, but enough to put her among the top 5. I mean, she goes from hot to even hotter in her final form.
Ooh. Gonna get a little hot in here. I better whip out the H.R. Geiger counter.
Oh yeah, right in the sweet spot. Species Chick is clocking in well over Aliens, but just under Jodorowsky's Dune, which is good, because reality can't take that much Giger.
Not a lot of people know this, but Jodorowsky's Dune actually was created and released. Unfortunately, it was packed with so much Giger that it ripped open a hole in space-time, and in order to keep the universe from being sucked into the black void, we had to erase it from existence. But to keep a paradox from happening, we had to release some movie, a much more inferior film. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. So I just want to say, on behalf of the Draculon race, I'm sorry. There's just no excuse for the Flamingo Kid.
Anyway, the real thing that makes Species Chick so hot is that she's only got one thing on her mind, and she is good to go. In other words, Species Chick likes to fuck! At any rate, we're proud to put Species Chick in at number 4. Whatever her name is today. Number 3. Remember going out with your friends, hitting the bars, making a general ass of yourself, all in hopes of hearing a girl say those all-important words?
I like you. I like you. I like you.
Nothing is sexier than a hot, freaky girl that knows what she wants and takes it. And no girl does that better than Lily from VHS. Not to mention she's got those wonderful soul-staring eyes. She's even into group sex. But be careful, she can be picky. And she defends her boundaries pretty violently. Hey, it's okay to try anything, but remember,
No means no.
but something else Lily reminds us of is a universal truth. Rejection hurts.
I'm sorry.
But like any sexy monster girl, Lily doesn't take that shit lying down. Lily from BHS.
I like you too.
Number 2. Stirba from Howling II.
I rest my case. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Which monster girl lives forever in the heart of your beloved host? Which monster girl lights the entire netherworld aflame with her dark, freakish beauty and lascivious nature? Who is the number 1 sexiest monster girl?
Number 1. Ever since first seeing Nightbreed, this girl, Shanasasi, has been a regular fixture of my personal desires. Though we learn little about her in the movie alone, all we need to know is evident. The way she moves, the way she taunts and teases, even her body covered in spines and barbs serves to accentuate the carnal truth that she embodies. And that is,
Danger is sexy.
sometimes it isn't about physical perfection. It's the things that make us strange and unique that make us sexy. Sexy is an attitude, and while we might not all wear it on the outside, inside each of us is a creature of sex and violence for whom the line between ecstasy and annihilation are forever blurred. A place of blood, of libido, the place where the monster girls lie. They call to you in your dreams and nightmares, begging you to come hither. And when you meet them, you meet a part of yourself. Are you victim, enemy, or lover? Will you dance with her in the eternal night, or will you run screaming? And monster girls, when you see yourself in the mirror, will you gaze upon yourself in horror or delight in your own dark beauty? These questions, my friends, are why we are attracted to monster girls in the first place. Where else can you find sex and violence so embodied in a single being? And in my book, no woman, human or otherwise, more epitomizes that attraction to danger, the pull towards the uncertain, and the promise of bliss, like Shanasasi.
Thank you, my friends, for spending time with your host, Count Jackula from the planet Dracula. And remember, until next time, horror, like sex, is not death. It is life.
Thanks everyone for joining me on this delightfully dark journey with my list of top 10 sexy monster girls. I couldn't have done it without your kind words and support. But I know there are a lot out there that have your own sexy monster list. So I encourage you to make your own and share it with everyone. And hey, if you are one of those sexy monster girls, you know, like a cosplayer or makeup effects artist, we'd love to see your work. Go ahead and send any links, photos, and artwork to thecount@thecountjaculashow.com. And if we like it, we'll put it in a video and share it with the world. And speaking of sharing, look at this cool fan art we got from Dustin Popsico. Man, see how many references you can find in this picture. Good work, Dustin, and thanks again. By the way, if you like the music in the episode, a lot of it was done by the band Dance with the Dead, like this one right here from their album Out of Body. It's the title track. Go get their album at dancewiththedead.bandcamp.com. They're on sale right now for $7 each. Buy one now, especially if you like that awesome dark 80s synth sound. I mean, I know I do.